Welcome back, YouTubers and watchers and readers, and thank you for joining me in another video. August is officially Women in Translation Month, where people read translated fiction written by women authors and or translated by women translators. In my desire to participate, I will be joining a read-athon that is happening on the last week of August, starting on August 25th. It is hosted by Sciarappa, Kendra Winchester, and Jennifer at Insert Literary Pun here. I will post their links to the videos announcing the read-athon and to their channels. So hopefully you'll join us as well. It's always nice to have more people on board, and it's the great thing about having a channel is that you can actually be a part of these events that happen. So it's my joy to join the first one, and I have went out, bought books, so we could unofficially call this a book haul. And let's see what I got, and let's see how I'm gonna do with these prompts that are put out by Sciarappa. Alright guys, let's cut to the chase. Prompt number 1. Read something that is not a novel. I picked up this book. It's by, well, it's a writer's journey of Elena Ferrante called Frantumaglia. I butchered that. It's okay. Happens. Okay, so this is all her works that are not fiction, and is broken up into 3 sections. There's papers, tesserae, and letters. I guess each one has different aspects, which will be enjoyable to read. Let me read you a little bit out of the book. It says, this book invites readers into Elena Ferrante's workshop. It offers a glimpse into the drawer of her writing desk. Those drawers from which emerged her 3 early standalone novels and the 4 installments of My Brilliant Friend. I know that she is a big hit and that a lot of people love her, so I'm very excited to read her stuff and see if it will further inspire me to pick up her novels. Although I must agree with everybody, those jackets, book jackets, covers, do not appeal to me, and probably the one thing that holds me back from picking them up. So I'm excited to get into this, and this will complete the first prompt. Prompt number 2. Read a book about childhood. This was a very difficult prompt for me to find, but I think I found 2 books that kind of go along with the question, or at least slightly bend the question to fit inside it. The first book, A Tale Without a Name, by Penelope S. Delta. This is a fable about a young prince and his sister and how they bring back to order a dilapidated kingdom. It says that for 100 years, A Tale Without a Name has been one of Greece's best love story. This playful, wise fable, enchanting for readers of any age, as meaningful and moving as when it was written. So, Greek. I've never read anything translated from Greek, by the way, so this could be definitely an answer to question number 4, but we'll address question number 4 later, because I have another book for it. The thing that really piqued my interest is that I do love fables and stories for kids, because I think they have a lot of truth in them. But also, the writer is quite interesting. So, she was born in Alexandria, Egypt in 1874. And she was a true philanthropist, a woman of remarkable spirit and intelligence. Her life was surrounded by political turmoil, and she ultimately took her life in April 1941, on the day the Nazis entered Athens. So, eccentric character. Definitely excited to read this. Another book that closely relates to childhood is Yann Andréa Steiner. It's by Marguerite Duras. A lot of D last names. The reason I picked this book is because this is from a favorite publishing house of mine, which is Archipelago Books. And they have actually amazing deals now on translated fiction, where you can get it for, I think, 50% off all their fiction that is translated by women during the month of August for the Woman in Translation Month. So give them a check out. I'll post their links actually also down below. And this story is an interesting one. It seems very, very all over the place, and it's quite short. So I'm interested to see how the author captivates the reader and at the same time ties up all the loose ends. I'll read you a little bit of the synopsis. Yann Andréa Steiner, which is the title of this book, is a haunting dance between two parallel stories of love and solitude. The love between Duras and the young Andréa, and a seaside romance observed or imagined by the narrator between a camp counselor and an orphaned camper. A Holocaust survivor who witnessed his sister murder at the hands of a German soldier. So we have a lot going on here. We have two romances within one book that's very short. Let's see how it works. And Holocaust in Germany and love affairs and 1980s, 1944, everything tied up together. Interesting. So give this a look. And check out their website. They really do have great fiction. Their books look gorgeous, and I have no association with them, but I do love their stuff. Second to last of the official prompts is to read a book with red on its cover. I chose I Didn't Talk by Beatriz Bracher, and it's translated by Adam Morris. That's correct. It's from New Directions paper book original. In this short piece of work, not very long, we have a novel about a professor who prepares to retire. Gustavo is set to move from Sao Paulo to the countryside, but as he sorts out his papers, the ghosts arrive in full force. In 1970, Gustavo and his brother-in-law Armando were both arrested and tortured. Gustavo was eventually released. Armando was killed. No one is certain that Gustavo didn't turn traitor. I didn't talk, he tells himself. But while his teeth have been replaced and his bones have healed, the torture hasn't ended. So there you go. Interesting enough concept, and it is by Beatriz Bracher. She was born in Sao Paulo in 1961, grew up under the military dictatorship. Her memoirs intersect with those of people whose friends and lovers were tortured, exiled, and killed, as well as with those who did the killing. So this seems to be a very political book about the history of Sao Paulo in Brazil, and I'm very, very interested in politics and something dark, because a lot of the books are on the lighter side. Well, not really. We have a lot of Holocaust and stuff, but this definitely does appeal to me, and Vanity Fair said that it was simmering. Wait, Blink, a novel by Gunhild Oyehaug. A novel translated from Norwegian, a language I have never read any work translated from before, which fulfills prompt number 4, the last prompt. Read a text translated from the language that you haven't read a text translated from before. So we're going with Norwegian here. This book has some very good excerpts from Alexandra Kleeman, author of You Too Can Have a Baby Like Mine, and Intimations, Jenny Offill, Lydia Davis, who wrote Can't and Won't, and James Wood, who writes for The New Yorker. So, and I believe James Wood actually had a collection published not too long ago himself. So this book is from Norway, and it's the first work of hers to be translated into English, first novel of hers. It's a jolt of desire and imagination, romance and regret, a fable about what it means to open up to interactable weirdness of being alive. Definitely excited for this work. I love the Scandinavian literature in general. It seems very quiet and very reflective and very sharp at times, but also very you don't even realize you're reading. You're kind of just flowing on a boat very gently until you're look back and realize how much information and how much thought-provoking things you read. So I have high hopes for this author, and I love Scandinavian fiction in general. Read a lot of Swedish authors, so I'm excited to see what this book turns out to be, and it says a perfect picture of inner life, just like I like my fiction, very character oriented. Bonus prompts, bonus prompts, bonus prompts. We have 2 bonus prompts presented to us for the So Inclined and goody two-shoes who always stay after class and get those extra credits from their teacher by asking very interesting questions. These are for those types of people. Read a book that was translated posthumously. I have chosen Land of Smoke by Sara Gallardo. This was written says her first book was published in 1958, and by the time she died in 1988, she had published novels, short stories, children's books, and essays. Written after the death of her second husband, Lord of Smoke, is the first of her books to be translated into English. So I guess this is the first book to be translated into English, and I looked and it said that the English translation was done by Jessica Sequeira, 2018. It says that Land of Smoke is the first English translation of this recently rediscovered major Argentinian writer. Dazzling and hallucinatory, the stories collected here recall the master of magical realism, but with Gallardo's distinctive idiosyncratic slant. The stories seem a little weird in this book, and usually I read really straight, applied to life stories. Not a big science fiction guy, not a big dystopian guy, or any other genre fiction. So I'm excited to actually, dip my toe into something different with this work. So, Land of Smoke by Sara Gallardo. The last bonus prompt is read a text written by a Nobel Laureate. I have not picked one up yet. I wanted to check out a book by Svetlana Alexievich. I think it's called Notes on Chernobyl, and I know that she won a Nobel Prize for her work, and it's relatable to what happened in Chernobyl. So I'm going to try and get that from the library before the readathon happens. And not only do we have bonus prompts, but we have bonus points. Read texts that were also translated by women translators. And for this, my last book, I will open you guys up to. Blue Self-Portrait by Noémie Lefebvre. This deals with a woman being stuck on a plane, as you see by the nice windows. And I think she reminisces about her love and her love affair with an Austrian composer and their romantic encounter. It's a very beautiful book. I actually really like this cover. Not that I'm one for covers, but it is appealing. And it's translated by Sophie Lewis. So we have a woman writer translated by a woman translator. Let's see if I can get far enough for these bonus points. But this does appeal to me because it's also very reflective, slow, and character analysis, which I love to experience in my books. So that's about it. That's my list. Overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the books that I introduced you to. So let's run them through again. We have Elena Ferrante. A Tale Without a Name, Penelope, S. Delta. So we have Italian, Greek, Marguerite, Duras, Yann, Andréa, Steiner, the title of the book, which is French. We have Portuguese and Brazilian literature, Beatriz, Bracher, I Didn't Talk. We have Wait, Blink by Gunhild Oyehaug. That's definitely butchered, but I'm sorry, I tried. We have some dystopian crazy fiction by an Argentinian author, translated from Spanish. Land of Smoke by Sara Gallardo. And the last book we have is Blue Self-Portraits by Noemi Lefebvre. I hope you guys enjoyed this little book haul and my preparedness for the readathon that's happening in a week on August 25th. I will leave all links down below. I will try and give you as much information about it as I can in the comment section. So if you have any questions, or if you're interested to seeing my future reflection on all this great literature in the upcoming videos, please subscribe, like the videos, and I hope you stick around to see more from me. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great and lovely day, night,